Good morning, everyone. This is the last one I'm going to do today. This is the Cincinnatus passage. George Washington, the first president of the United States of America, had his branding actually largely based on Cincinnatus. So the Americans really wanted to make him look like sort of an American version of Cincinnatus. The present incumbent of similar position would be the exact opposite, I would imagine, more Caligula-like. Cincinnatus then postea afterwards, while the tribunes were conantor, were trying to, definire, to limit the consulare imperium, the consular power with laws. So remember, you've got the consuls on one side, and then you've got, I suppose, the plebeian equivalent is the tribunes of the people, who were the representatives of the people. Lucius Quinctius Cincinnatus, factus est, was made consul. Ut, when he entered into the magistracy, into the office, he reprehended, he blamed both the senatum, both the Senate and the people, because the same tribunes were again, having been elected again and again, creati, perfect passive participle, were turbarent, were upsetting the state, were harming the state, let's say harming maybe. The Senate, therefore, decreed that the offices, that to repeat the offices was against the Republic, was against the, some people have said the best wishes, was against the interests of the Republic. However, the plebs, it sounds so terrible every time I use that word, like the British politician that shouted it at some poor people, but the Romans wouldn't have carried with it the same connotations, or maybe they did, I suppose, but not quite necessarily the negative sort of English connotations. However, the plebeians, made the elected the same men, tribunes, quos, whom they had before. The patres, the senators, also, nequid, in order to not to yield anything to the plebi, to the plebeians, fecerunt, made Lucius Quinctius consul. But he said, it is not at all mirum, it is not at all amazing if you know that you have habetis, that you have no authority amongst the plebeians, conscript fathers, senators. You, minuitis, what do you want to say for that? You, I suppose, diminish it, as in your own authority, yeah. You lessen it, you who imitamini, you who imitate the plebs in continuandis, in your offices being repeated, in repeating your offices. Their continuandis agreeing, of course, with the magistratibus, making it, because it agrees, a gerundive. So you, I love this sentence, yeah, you lessen it, you lessen your own authority, who are imitating the plebeians in repeating your offices. Ego me contra senatus, I will not allow myself, I suppose we could say, there's a plane flying overboard over the top of me, I will not, ego, I will not allow myself to be made consul again against the consultum, against the resolution of the Senate. I will not allow myself to be made consul, to be refici, to be remade. I will not allow myself to be remade consul against the resolution of the Senate. Alias, therefore, another consul, another man, was made consul. The idea of all of this is the exact sort of Trumpian opposite, is the idea of, and this is what the Romans sort of quite liked, and indeed I very much agree with, and I know I've mentioned it to you before, that the Idi Amin kind of policy of power should least be given, or power should be given last to those people that most want it. And so the reluctance of Cincinnatus to want power was actually the thing that, as far as Romans were concerned, meant that he should be given it. I very much believe that. So This bit then was post Paucus. Therefore, another man was made consul. After a few years, the Aequi were besieging a Roman army. Clausum, locked in, I suppose you could say, closed off, as in closed off from escape within their own defences. Cum hoc, when this had been announced, when this had temporal clause, nuntiatum esset, when this had been announced to the where am I? When this had been announced at Rome, Lucius Quinctius, as in Cincinnatus, by the agreement of everyone, was made dictator. Legati ambassadors, perfect passive participle, having been sent by the Senate, found him across the Tiber, colentem. Now, colo here is cultivating, but as in working on the land. So, on a land of 4 jugera, which apparently is 0.6 of an acre. So, they found him across the Tiber, cultivating a land of about 4 jugera and focused on his work. Rogaverunt. They asked him, having put on his toga, to auderet, to hear indirect commands, to listen to the Senate. Quinctius, in amazement, ordered his wife to quickly bring his toga out from his cottage. Cum, when absterso sudore, having wiped away his sweat, having put on his toga, he had gone out. The ambassadors greeted him as a dictator and called him into the city. They explained indirect question what terror there was within the army. Quinctius quickly freed the army, obsessum, that had been besieged, that had been attacked, perfect passive participle, and placed his enemies under the yoke. That basically means to put them into slavery, to defeat them. He entered the city triumphans, present participle, in triumph, and on the 16th, sexto decimo, and twab, time when ablative, on the 16th day, he deposuit, laid down the dictatorship that he had received, time how long accusative, 6 months ago. I like that story. How do you like them apples, Donald Trump? See you all later. Bye-bye.